After 10 years of marriage, 3 beautiful boys, and many seasons of love, change, sacrifice, laughter, and growth, we felt it was time to open up and share some of the real moments that have shaped our journey together.
Welcome to the Forever1 podcast, where we have honest conversations about marriage, faith, family, communication, and what it truly means to keep choosing each other. Welcome to episode 4 of
Forever1
podcast. We're enjoying these thoroughly.
Yeah, I'm really at.
Right?
It's getting long. We're trying to keep it short, but it's getting long.
It's getting long.
Yeah.
But it's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you be honest without hurting your partner?
That's a negative already. I don't know.
Okay, core question. Is complete honesty always healthy? Or can honesty become unnecessarily hurtful?
Oh, for sure. Honesty can become unnecessarily hurtful. I guess, not every thought needs to be said just because it's honest. And I think that restrain individually, even outside of a marriage, because I don't go about picking the negative of people to just announce it.
Right.
I may see you and your pants may be looking a bit weird, and it's true, but that doesn't mean I need to say it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I think that discernment and that restraint is really necessary, but in a marriage, sometimes not being honest can hurt the relationship. So it's discerning, when do I need to be? Is this something that needs to be said, and how it needs to be said?
Right.
I think sometimes when you think about your spouse and not hurting their feelings and that they understand that you do care, I think it's really setting up that conversation.
It's about time and place.
Time and place.
And not being malicious.
Yeah.
You know, I think intent matters, but even if your intent, is not to harm that individual, your person, doesn't mean that person would not get hurt. That's not what you're saying. They could be going through different things, time and place. You never know, really.
And sometimes no matter how much you try to shape whatever you're going to say, how much you set it up and you cushion it. I call it like a cushion where, I start with all the positivity. Well, I mean, it's not my idea, but you start with positive ideas and positive things, and then you put that layer of the brutal honesty there, and you cover it back, and you hope that you've done enough cushioning to make them see that you're coming from a loving place.
Right.
Sometimes no matter what you do, what you say, how you put it together still affects that person. And I think we have to allow people to have their emotions.
Right.
That I told you I'm coming from a loving place. I don't mean to be my honesty to hurt you, but I also can't force you to just say, "Oh, it wasn't from a hurtful place." Okay, great.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
No. That's key. You can't control someone's emotions.
Yeah.
You can't control how someone reacts to what you do or say, right? Definitely. Okay, so do you want truth immediately or after emotions settle?
I don't know. I think it depends on the mood. It depends on the day. It depends on...
Right?
We're emotional people.
Yeah,
we're emotional beings.
Yeah.
Our feelings get hurt.
It's true.
I don't know. I feel like it's really our emotional intelligence sometimes. It's how we grow and how we receive criticism.
Right.
And it is how we grow and how we learn when something that is being said is not always favorable. Like, you could be honest to me, but don't try to have that honesty in front of everyone.
Right.
I'm not going to be happy about that.
Right.
You're just being honest. Okay, you could have been honest in the bathroom with me in your room. Just
disclose a little bit.
Disclose it.
For sure.
So when I could see that you put into time to make sure that when you tell me whatever it is, that it's private.
Right.
That it's also, gives me room to,
that you're shielding that person, that you're protecting that person's vulnerabilities, or who that person is. Certain things aren't supposed to be for everyone else.
I mean, listen, story time.
Yeah.
One time I had the task. I was working at this place and I had the task of I was a supervisor. I had this task of telling an employee that this is a hard task. I had the task from the management to speak to that employee about how they were smelling.
That's tough.
Now,
That's so tough.
I wrestled with this idea. I consider myself brutally honest, but I also consider myself a person who cares about how people think. So I can find a way to say what's on, say something in a calm and respectful way.
Right.
But there's no cushioning that's going to protect this girl from hearing that everybody thinks you stink.
Right.
There's no cushioning. I cannot give her enough money, nothing that's going to make her say, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me. I'll take a shower right away. Yeah. That's not going to happen. No.
Because it's the embarrassment.
It's embarrassing. Right? And trust me, I did it in me and her alone. And I was so soft. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Do you have anything other that, can I help you get something else to wear?
But that was management, that wickedness. They were wicked for that.
Oh my God. And the thing is, I could still picture it right now as I'm telling her, just being in such shock that she absolutely didn't know that there was this smell, coming from her that clients and people were talking about. And she was like, yeah, okay.
Oh my.
I'm fine. I'm fine. And I was like, God, no.
Yo, that's messed up.
But how could I was not going to be the person that keeps hearing people talk about it too. Everybody it wasn't, there was
not
no.
Cool. It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
I mean, eventually she processed.
Especially if you work with that individual, right? Like, come on.
She didn't take it too hard to me.
Right.
And I think after I allowed her to process her feelings, she did better.
Right.
And she took care of it.
Right. That's good. That's good. Good story.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So does tone matter as much as the message? I think you're going to say for sure tone matters.
Yes.
Does it really?
Yes.
Because, we see all those videos that the guys are saying it's not what she said, it's how she said it.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah? Really? Because I feel 100%. I will cushion things too, and I will say too, and it don't matter. But it matters?
I think it still matters.
It's a tone.
It still matters. Tone is everything.
Yeah. I think it's the Caribbean in me. I'm very spicy.
Yeah. A little spicy. A little spicy. Spicy is not too bad. You know what I mean? But, man, tone does matter.
Yeah.
How you say what you say. And also, sometimes, for me, I could be in just a messed up mood.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter the tone.
No.
But the tone still does help.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay,
tone 1. Can you just take out the garbage? Works or doesn't work?
No.
Doesn't work. Okay, tone 2. Can you please?
Oh,
take out the garbage? But that tone is bringing up other things.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That tone also is not going to be an everyday tone.
I will go to the ends of the earth.
Really?
One time.
The ends of the earth.
I'm like, yo, really? I'm like, trash is out one time. One time. I wouldn't even. I'm like, okay,
ladies, work on your tone and you can get whatever it is that you need to get done in the house. Okay? What's our next point before we close?
Okay, so what makes each person feel unheard?
What makes each person feel unheard? I think sometimes we become really defensive. Okay. Sometimes, we can be talking, we can be sharing what we feel. And sometimes what I feel is not an attack on you, but you can become defensive about that and vice versa.
Right.
And so because of that defense mechanism to defend yourself.
Right.
Oh, shoot, she's trying to take me down. Yeah. He's trying to take me down. Immediately we start to, but I did this, but
right.
And then that doesn't make me feel heard, the person who was also coming to share my issues,
right?
Because you're trying to also you fight for yourself, say, I didn't do that. But I think when it comes back to being a team, if we're fighting for the same thing and our goals are for the same thing, and if, for example, we're on one of those survivor trips where we have to figure it out together, we would want to hear, because what you're saying could be valuable in how we move forward.
Right.
You know, so I think that sense of sometimes we're feeling like the other person is coming to take us down, it's against the idea of forever one.
Right.
Because if we're forever one, if something is hurting you, it's hurting me.
Right.
If we keep that mentality, you know, what's a problem to you is a problem for me.
Right.
You know, then, okay, she has a problem. That's a problem. Then I have a problem.
Right.
How can we fix it? Even if the problem is me.
Yeah. Yeah. Emotional intelligence, you know, being able to, just because something affects you or you're hurt by that, you know, by what someone says, not blocking that person out.
Yeah.
You know?
That's big.
You know, to make that person feel that they're not being heard. Because you can't handle what's being said or the situation or just becoming overwhelmed, you know? So I think that communication is key at that point.
Yeah,
you know, verbalizing and saying, listen, I hear you. I can't really deal with this at this particular moment because I feel this way.
Yeah.
But I will want to come back to deal with this
The conversation. Yeah.
Right?
And I think like just when we're married, we trust our partners, we trust our spouses. So we have to think that when we are speaking, I would hope, you know, for those out there that you can trust your partner.
Right.
You know, for us that I know when we are speaking to each other and when we are bringing up something that we know it's for that person's betterment.
Right.
And if you're better, then we're better.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and so.
Exactly.
But that took time. That took time because, again, like in the journey of becoming one or building to be a team,
Right.
trust is building. Trust is growing. You know, is she trying to take me out? Is she trying to label me as this bad person? Is he trying to label me? We have a lot of individualness that we're trying to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, so I think over time we'll develop the space to receive and know that, okay, this is somebody who loves me and whose problem becomes, you know, their problem too.
Right.
Who will fight for me. And over time, honesty and receiving that won't seem as hard, I think. Okay, so we're at the bottom.
Yep. Okay. Keep it real for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Complete this sentence. When we disagree, what I need most from you is.
Okay, so when we disagree, what I need most from you is, I guess what I need most from you when we disagree is that it's not a long period before we could get back, you know? And I guess that space of like, okay, maybe I need a moment, but the moment is not so long.
Not forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about for me?
Man, just to be heard.
You need to
that you understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not to say that that's all the time. It's, you know, case by case basis. I feel like you do a really good job at it anyway. But if I was to say something, if I have to say something, it would be that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's important to feel heard, to feel valued, to feel understood, because we can have conversations and talk, but you still could leave it feeling like, oh, I wonder if they understood what I was saying.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
So really having that, I hear you and I get where you're coming from.
I feel like you need that from me too.
Yeah.
You know, I think that,
I think it's good to keep that going.
Yeah.
Anyways, as we close this episode, can you keep something to yourself without being dishonest? Can you keep something to yourself without being dishonest? So can you keep secrets from your marriage?
That's a hot one.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in the next episode.
Of 4Ever1 podcast.